Okay. Versatile vigilante, young Vince, Uncle Vinny. We're in the lair right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
The
blessed.
home of the man. Oh shit. Nakari Syon.
That's right. That's right.
How are you, bro?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Appreciate you being here. You
Appreciate you
know,
having me.
definitely just such an honor. First and foremost, to give you direct praise, man, to recognize someone who's on their own ambitious journey, far from home. Um, I can only give praise to the adversity that you face, right? And seeing you overcome that. Seeing you triumph through all of the experiences, like I say, to be far from home and to stand tall, like your shadow overcasts a lot,
Appreciate
you
you,
know?
bro. Thank you, man. That
So,
means a lot.
yeah, man.
To hear that from, I know a bit of your story and I'm excited for you to share it for the audience,
For
but to hear
sure.
that from someone else that's had their own trials, tribulations, still hustling, still grinding, getting even better,
Hmm.
that's what it's all about, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, so we met actually at a very cool event, like a drawing event hosted by the man Bacon Cat. So
Come on,
shout out
man.
Bacon
What
Cat.
do you say? Meow.
Meow, there we go. Shout
You
out
feel
Tempe's
me?
finest, bro.
Already, man.
And we hit it off, so it was awesome to set this interview
For
up.
sure.
I know you have quite a story. I'd love to kind of talk a little bit about your brand to start off, and then we can go from there.
Definitely, definitely. Well, man, my brand is bigger than me. As we were saying in previous conversations, Safadi Custom Studios. Safadi Custom Studios really kind of evolved over many years. Today, it is an onion of services. But when I really would identify me pioneering my artistic presence, not only to my peers but to my family, um, I was once a graffiti artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was once that kid that wanted to have something to say, and I painted that shit in colors and was very unapologetic about it. Um, there was no OGs that was putting cans in the hand or putting sketchbooks in people's faces.
Right.
So it was like a very spiritual guidance for me. Um, so when Safari Customs really became something that I recognize a value, um, I was 16 years old. Shout out to Lloyd Valentino. Um, he was the founder of Filthy Drip. Filthy Drip had its prime days, right, in the early 2000s. We're talking about really involved with culture, really immersed with the hip hop scene of the Bay Area at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And when I learned of their presence, I had a greater appreciation because I was a youth under this regime of fun, right? Of turn up, right? We kept it lit. It was a very unique cultural experience. And so as a teenager, I seen who these guys were. I seen the photos, the history, and it made me appreciate not only my art, right, being this graffiti artist, right, but someone who was a part of the hip hop culture. We're talking about history that goes back to the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
where black and brown folks really had the only way of unifying and expressing ourselves without approval was through music, was through fashion, was through colors, right? And so we inherited that over the years, right? And so it kind of evolved into a Filipino gentleman's just seeing me walk through the mall with a black book and some graffiti paint on my bag and asking me, do I do X, Y, and Z? And next thing you know, I found myself into an apprenticeship, introduced into an industry of fashion design, digital design, graphic design. Um, what was only, 90 days of an experience? Phew, talk about changed my life. It changed my life because it equipped me with a skill set and a trade that my father didn't teach me, my mother didn't teach me, no school was teaching, the community wasn't offering services. So it was a very universal, God sent experience for me to meet this gentleman and him open up the doors for my art. Um, that ended, the community still wanted me, right? That didn't turn me into a capitalist. That turned me into a service provider.
Mm.
I was designing clothing for people who was killed, RIP shirts,
RAP shirts. Okay.
right? When you put your relative or someone who was slain. And at the time, I seen little memorial shirts with people who died from natural causes, right? And a lot of times I made money, I profited off of people who passed away, who was killed by gun violence, domestic violence, something insane, right? So metaphorically, I always felt like, bro, I make money like the grave digger. I didn't like that shit. Cause he make money when people die, cause he gotta bury them.
Right.
I make money when people come to me and want to capture their presence.
Right. That's kind of like a dark energy, kind of.
Correct.
Yeah.
My talent is God given, and if I was going to utilize my services, I no longer wanted to capture death. I no longer wanted to capture that what was once was context, right? Giving praise to those who transcend. Yes, right, but let's celebrate them with a greater light. Call me on their birthday.
Yeah.
Don't call me on the day they went home. I rarely seen commissions like that.
That's real shit.
So my art was no longer what I wanted to capitalize off of. My art was an intentional message. If you're gonna call me and need my services, because I'm raw as fuck, I fuck with it,
Yes.
humbly speaking. But if you're gonna call my services, don't call me when you in pain. And especially when I'm talking business. Don't nobody want to hear $400, $500 charge for 5 shirts, 6 shirts. Respectfully, you're gonna say $50, $40, $60. Equitable, yes, but not to an individual, and this is their livelihood.
Right.
It's too much consulting, too much friction in that area. So I removed that practice from my services, and I moving forward, I realized I lost business. I lost business. That's what made Safadis Customs go into hibernation, right? Because I had to re-strategize the business side of things.
Right.
So I'm always not dick riding, right? Not jockeying or following trends. I'm always observing. I'm always watching to see what's working the system, right? If I can't identify your system, I don't see success. And this was as a young age. This was me watching D-Boys on the corner. If you making $100,000 in a week, I'm gonna watch your system,
Right.
because you damn sure the main one we asking for $5 for every day. Most definitely, you most definitely buying everybody something from the ice cream truck. Oh, you most definitely making sure we got some fresh shoes and a fresh cut every week. I'm watching your system, OG, and I respect it. This how you buy me in to start slinging some of your dope, or you feel me, make your lessons more impressionable. So I picked up game where I could. And when I realized that I lost business because I no longer welcomed this audience, this demographic, I realized how big the world was. I realized the value, the true essence of art. What the fuck is history? Without words. What is history? If you ain't got nobody to document it.
Right.
We ain't got no history if we ain't got no cameras. That's today. But the lost art, that lost value, that trait, that skill, that attribute that immortalizes our power, right? Our intelligence is art.
It's the ultimate universal language, bro.
Come on. Come on.
Absolutely.
My art at 16 years old seen every coast in the United States. My art at 21 seen several countries. My art at 22, 23, 24 has now been in spaces that me myself was no longer introduced to. Privilege, the color of my skin, the lack of opportunity, the lack of resources. To highlight ambition, to highlight struggle and hustle. We all got to understand the difference in the fabric that we all come from. We are all not made the same. What made me me, the adversity that I experienced, gave me my unique approach, my unique vision, right? The Bay Area is a dope ass place, but so is Chicago. Soap is Phoenix. So is LA.
Yep.
Soap. Because these folks got some clean ass shit going on.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Some
Absolutely.
dope ass shit going on. But if nobody is willing to identify the business value in themselves, is going to be the main reason why everybody else win and we don't.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think maybe we underestimate ourselves sometimes?
The comparison thing.
Yeah.
My theory. We compare ourselves to other people's success. We measure ourselves to other people's failures. We don't see past other people's shadows. Like, and that's what's sad. I said you will grow so tall, your shadow will be so huge. So the light you stand in, because you hustle, you got that ambition. Other people gonna be too distracted by what you doing.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's people's problems.
I've always felt like and I appreciate that. I think you're 100% right. I've always felt like it's one of those things of like, oh, this guy's so sick, I'll never get to that point, so why even start? And I feel like that's the ultimate like trick. Like,
Real
no,
talk.
man.
You know, I'll be a lie if I say I didn't feel like that or I didn't think like that at first, right? And no matter how dope I get, there's gonna be always somebody better than you.
Sure.
I grew up fighting a lot as a kid, and my grandmother always say, "Yeah, you can fight. You can throw them hands, and you might be light skinned that don't get hit like everybody else, but just believe, baby, somebody gonna put them hands on you. They gonna tap that ass. You feel me?
Sure.
So I was taught early that there's always gonna be somebody bigger, better, and stronger. It's not a comparison. Master your craft. Master you. Toot your own horn. So when I recognized that I came to a region where there's people who went to college for art, I couldn't afford tuition. So what the fuck is college? I dropped out of community college because I recognized that it wasn't an institution that could approve me.
Yep.
So I stopped. I came out here to folks who had their own cultural, unique, and rich experiences that molded their artistic craft and presence. But what I don't see is nobody supporting the next person who's better, the next person who's not as good, which is fine. Because if your work is ass, your work is ass.
Yeah.
You feel what
The
I'm saying?
balance is out.
Yeah, but my whole approach is I don't want to support the person that's 28 and his work is ass. I want to support the 16-year-old because I was 16 at one point and nobody below it recognized my value and said, "Hey man, I want to show you something.
Sure.
I want to teach you something. I want to introduce you to something." Okay.
And
Right.
that it's a positive introduction.
Correct.
'Cause you touched on, street shit or even school. Like, it could expose a young mind to
To a lot.
to a lot that
Yeah.
it couldn't. It's a lot of the time not very positive.
Correct.
So to have
Correct.
someone like yourself that's lived a lot of lives in your one life,
For reals. For no
that's
real shit.
valuable for a young guy, man. Young girl, young guy, whoever.
Yeah. However you identify, like I say, it's finding value in your story first and foremost. In America, bro, everything now is a business conversation.
Yes.
If you do not know how to have business talk, get out of my way. Go sit your ass down. This is what I tell everybody who feel like they want to be a part of the team. You will be able to petition. You will try out all the shit. And when you make the team, because everybody got a place on the team, I'm going to sit your ass on the bench. I'm going to sit you on the bench. Why? Why? Because you think you know more than what you can do.
Like it.
So I need to teach you the plays. I need to show you the formula. I need to make sure you pull up every day and show me your pride, your ambition, and try out. So when I actually get these commissions and these bookings, I can actually say, I bet at this young man in right here, he's 16 years old. He ain't never done this before, but he's been taught, told, and shown exactly how to execute this without error.
Yeah.
On top of that, he has a veteran that's holding his hand through this. My name ain't on that. Nakari is not receiving that cut. Safadis Customs receive a percentage of what it is that we're involved with, but it's only to amplify the cultural value of those who are coming up in the communities. I'm tired of seeing corporations hire and buy into artists, and they create this narrative like we're a Hallmark magazine.
Yeah.
Like we creating postcards and some
Yeah.
fuck shit. Nah, bruh. At all.
It cuts the nuts off,
Very well said.
Like if exactly like some
Castrate the culture.
exactly, bro. Exactly, yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna get a shirt.
I need one. I
Yeah,
need one of
yeah.
those. No, I fuck with that, bro. And that's something I noticed about you quite early on of like doing it yourself. Whatever we need to get
100%.
done, we can get done. We can figure it out. I think that's excellent.
Check it out. Being resourceful, right? We talked about technology earlier, but I want to make a very sharp point about corporation creating tools of resources and then not having the funds or the money or the knowledge or the exposure to know that these tools and resources exist. When you grow up in this bubble where things do not exist, you start creating. You become very innovative,
Yep.
right? Making, producing. Safadi is a term. Custom is a definition. Everything you see with my touch is custom. No robot, no machine, no projection at all. Today in 2026, we have AI, we got tablets, we got cameras. We got so many tools to make our service so essential and more efficient. If you aren't innovative, you will never know how to depend and get yourself out of troubled times. So creating opportunities, creating my crafts, creating opportunity for myself to master my craft. I painted my apartment, my bedroom, because I can only afford so much living. But when you say paint 20 shirts with paintbrushes, right? And what kind of mediums are you using? Well, let's be real. You got to study something to learn something. You got to really do something to fail something. And so when I say I've mastered my craft to do exactly what you would pay a manufacturing company to make a 10 shirt silk screen, I can do that myself in my apartment and not need the equipment.
Right.
Not need the sophistications and the complications. Then you get the question of how? I'm not about to tell you my fucking recipe.
Yeah.
It's the sauce, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's the sauce. But what's respectable is show me your talent, show me your craft. And then I always heard, the professor Anthony Gordon, right? Professor Gordon was a dope ass man. When I was in college, I became a student body president. I represented over 75,000
Oh,
students.
damn.
One of my humble accolades of achievements, right? But I would have a lot of engagements with this man after classes on off the record, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And he would help me imagine the different options of digital art. He said, I've been a part of this before in the 90s, man, when we was kicking this type of stuff off. And he was so savvy with this shit. And I was just like, yeah, bro, everything is done digital now. So I understand this. But what it sparked within me was, how can I incorporate this into my livelihood? How can I actually make some fucking money off of this? Like everybody go to school to do. But who the fuck gonna teach this little black boy this? You feel me? Like, who really gonna take my hand and show me where the gate at?
Yeah.
Like, really to line my pockets. Because I'm now today meeting graphic designers who laced, who straight, who don't live like me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, bro, but how you start? At 18, how was your life set up? Oh, yeah. Who was in debt? You or your parents? Okay. So, when we look at this, I was in the field.
Yeah.
Bumping my fucking head against the bricks. Creating masterpieces that was chicken scratch and unmastered and need some hell of improvement, some refining. So yes, trial and error. But through this growth, I became a muralist. I became a sign painter. I became a commissioned artist. I became a brand creator. I became a fashion designer. I became an 8-piece onion. So now I have avenues to make profit, right? Now I create a formula for myself that is that you have no error. You cannot fail. Like I was mentioning to you earlier. What does the average person make? Working a 9 to 5 if we work 40 hours a week. Fuck your career path. We just saying you gotta cut the cake, bro, and gotta make ends meet. So what we making? What we making a day? $60, $90. In average, $120.
Sure.
But on the average, on the low scale, $60 a day. If I put myself at that quota of making $60 a day, I make $1,500 to $1,800 a month. It costs that much money to live, right? So as a full-time artist, if you ain't got a hustle, a drive to create an opportunity for yourself to make $60 a day, you won't make it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I created a formula where this is what the company needs to stay alive.
Yeah, live another day. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Nakari is okay.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? But to keep Safadis Customs alive, Safadis Customs got to make $60 a day.
Right.
So that means if I'm the engine, that's the vehicle, I need gas. You feel me? I need maintenance. So I need to refine my skills. I need to make sure that I can run this motherfucking vehicle as long as it needs to be. Right now, I am that Mustang, that 7-piece Mustang that got that reputation on it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Safadis Customs is the name that everybody buy into. I'm that engine.
Yep.
So you're buying into that engine, you're buying that car, and you're getting this engine. Well, I'm trying to create a line of engines. because everybody running some old half-ass bucket-ass vehicle out here, and I'm just like, bro, how you dope-ass painter but you don't know no business? How you know more business but you're a weak-ass artist? Something's not lining up. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Know-It-All, but if you know more than me and you've been around longer than I have, what the fuck is you like? Why you ain't lacing nobody up?
Yeah. Do you think if someone were like someone more experienced than you at this current age and they put their arm around you and said, "Yo, let me show you the ropes," would you do it?
Hell yeah. Why? Because I didn't get where I'm at doing this by myself. I give praise to my mentor Nakari Syon, Tay McGee, a lot of Mo OGs who I'm not at liberty saying their
Shout
names.
out to the guys.
You know, but respectfully, if these brothers did not put their hands on me, you feel me, and tell me when I was doing right, when I was doing wrong, even when I was a YN, not listening to nothing nobody had to say. I know it all. Fuck what you talking about. Nah, it's my way or no way. Oh, I ain't hearing that shit. Y'all some suckers. Y'all scary. Y'all ain't about that life. I'm standing on business. Very unapologetically. So, right and wrong, I knew I had people that was right next to me to let me know, hey, bro, if you want to live and want to be free, these two things. Check it out. Pay attention. Shut the fuck up. You know, God gave you one big ass mouth and two fat ass ears.
Yep. Shut up. Listen.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Close that motherfucking hole of yours, young buck. Learn how to follow so you can learn how to lead. And if you don't want to follow, then you best learn how to straddle the fence. You best know how to act like you ain't following and paying attention. Do what the cats do. Do what the predators do. Lurk in the shadows. Do something if you don't want to identify yourself as a follower. But humble yourself.
Yeah.
Because all these traits and practices are doing one thing. They're quiet. If you be quiet long enough, you can actually hear the noise that's being made.
That's a bar.
You feel me? And that's when I started sharpening up. You feel me? That's when I started recognizing that the games that folks playing, I call it sandbox. I'm like, y'all playing sandbox games. This wasn't even about Safadis Customs no more. This was this is how I'm learning to survive. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just started sharpening my skill set. I started valuing things that made me smile, right? Not made me move my feet, bump my shit. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But start appreciating the things that everybody around me didn't like. Growing up in a very homophobic environment. Growing up being taught radicalism, right? My family is Panthers. We come from the land of Black Panthers.
Yeah.
Right? We come from the land of our voice holding power.
Right.
So being raised under this regime of knowledge, rest in peace to my uncle, was one of the strongest men to teach me discipline, militance. Right? My grandmother, who still today is one of the most radicalist people I know. Gangster. You said it, bro.
That's gangster shit.
That's some gangster shit,
I love
bro.
that.
Like, we don't get these type of people anymore because their generation is dying off.
Yeah.
Like, we won't get that no more.
No, and though you referenced like history early on in this interview of how we got to document this shit, and man, the more I learn about back in the day, there were some real ones out there, bro. Some real ones, like that inspires me.
Man, and on this tip, when we talk about back in the day and stories, in this moment, first thing that come to my mind, right, is thinking about what the stories my grandmother, her mama, right? I called her Grand. We known her as Grand. Her name was Eva Mae Richardson. Her teaching me stories about love, right, and adversity coming out of Oklahoma. And there's so many sides to all of our families. We got 4 sides. You got your mama side and daddy side, and then you got their parents, where their parents come from. Right, so one aspect of my family come from Oklahoma, and we was impacted by the Black Wall Street crisis, incident, hate, act of hate, right? But in so many words, when she taught me about love, she said love don't have a color. The only color love have is the same color that we all have inside of us. You can debate if it's blue or red, but it's the same color and it all looks the same. And she also taught me the importance of hate, how hate can be so relentless, right? And the act of hate, why we're no longer in Oklahoma, how we ended up here in California. she explained to me who her daddy was. And these are all oral stories to where my grandmother can clarify to me as an 11-year-old boy, say, hey, you know, my granddaddy was a badass dude. He was a bad motherfucker. He was so bad that he was a chocolate Asian man. He was black Chinese.
At that time too.
In the South. And there was a lot of folks don't know their lineage, right? But we got some Chinese folks in our blood, right? Because they was building railroad tracks. And unfortunately, through racism, Chinese folks, Indian folks, and black folks all just had to parlay with each other because nobody was good enough to be with white folks.
Right.
You know, and that was just reality. So when grandma would tell me how gangster her grandpa was, she would say he was so unapologetic. He had no home. He had 18 kids and he was very unforgiving. He made sure that nobody crossed him. And we don't know how many bad trips he made, but the left hand never knew what the right was doing. When she taught me this as a child, I'm a lefty, bro. You can be on my right side all my life. You will never know truly. You feel me?
Yeah.
And we're talking about someone who had to navigate a society that was very deathly, right? Very unforgiving. So for him to survive, have 18 children, and had a teaching for all of his Richardsons all throughout the United States. So if you got a Richardson in your blood, there's a good chance we cousins. Like, dead ass, because we got our great-great-grandpa was with the shit.
He was out here for real.
He was a gangster, you feel me? And not to go down this long story of who our ancestors were, right? But I got some powerful folks that was in my family who made some big moves, who was some real movers, who was some real trendsetters. Which only remind me my obligation, right? When I touch the soil every day, when God grant me breath every moment. What kind of impact am I making?
Yes.
Right? As a single father, I think about my son. You feel me? If I'm going to make any impact, I want to make sure he feel it.
Right. Because we're really only here for a certain amount of time.
Man,
you
bro.
know, it's not that unfortunate. It's not
Come
that
on.
long.
And right now, they say 80 years the average person live. And then it's a conversation talking about they got an ability to make us live to 150. So.
But you know what, bro? This is something I've definitely been big on, especially the last few years. I don't want to just exist, though. I want to make shit happen. I want to do shit. Like, you live to 150, but you're fucking scared and shit all day. What's the point, bro? Let's, whatever long, let's roll, you know?
Real
like,
talk.
your great-grandfather, I'm sure he was, like, every day. All right.
What we doing?
What we doing,
what
bro?
We doing? We sure ain't doing nothing.
Facts.
Nothing wasn't on the menu.
No.
Dead ass.
No. And I love that. And I love that you brought up your family because I'm big on that. Like, I grew up with my grandparents, too. And I saw them as similar, like... They weren't taking any shit, bro. Like they were out here. They were you know, they had struggle. They had everything a man has, but they held it down. You know, they were in their older age, principled, tough. You know,
we talking about
love that shit.
Your grandparents raising your generation, bro. So you got old school values.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I had OG say I got an old soul.
Yeah.
Because I listen to old school music.
Yeah,
right?
man.
But outside of that reference of music. It's how I matured, right?
Yep.
It's how I comprehended the relevance of living, right? We all gonna live. Drake's weird ass said YOLO. You feel me? No shade to my Canadian
Hey, shout
folks.
out to Toronto, man.
You feel me? But now some real shit, like
awesome.
It started a movement of recklessness, right? Because it birthed a whole lot more that went away from defining living.
Right.
Like, bruh, we out here partying. Every generation party. But what the fuck is coming from it?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't spend my 20s partying. I didn't do that. I never went to a club. I never been to a strip club.
Good for you,
I
bro.
don't drink alcohol. Because the things that was normalized that my peers was doing, shit, I'm living vicariously through y'all. Dead ass. Like, we got OnlyFans now. I don't even have to lust on porn anymore because guys already geek and gawk about the stuff and on Instagram and social media.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's happening. So it made me sway away from having attachments to these things and more grounding myself to reading, drawing, embodying myself in nature. I'm a straight man that loves the fuck out of flowers.
Hell
that
yeah.
would wear flowers on everything. That would wear vibrant colors with everything. Why? Just for the simple fact that it's organic, it's natural. And it made me smile, right? If it brings me joy, I'm for it. I'm for it. You ain't gotta like it, but if it brings me joy, I'm signing up, straight up. And that doesn't have nothing to do with my religious views or my gender views or my ethnic views or my cultural views or my political views. Like, if
Fuck
it
no.
brings me joy, I'm all for it.
100%, bro. I love talking to creatives like yourself because, you know, you break barriers for yourself. Like, it's very common these days, forever, I think, where it's like
Good talk.
labeled, like, oh, I'm a conservative, or I'm a this, or I'm a that. Bro, I could agree with one person and then disagree with something else they
Come on.
say, and we keep it going.
Real talk.
You know, fuck all the labels. That shit, it's
Being
useless.
Being a formal activist, man, and I know how when you're in front of a camera, when you get to talking about politics, you gotta tiptoe.
Yes.
Very,
That's
very
what politics is, bro.
right? And we're in a time where everybody is sensitive.
Yeah.
Very sensitive, right? And our freedom of speech is being questioned. If I'm seizing an opportunity to say one thing and one thing for sure, why apologize for something if you thought about it first? Truly.
Yeah.
Because I think before I speak. So if I say, fuck how you feel, fuck how you feel. Straight like that. Your politics is politics, but we are human beings on this earth. I don't agree with a left or a right because everybody sound the same.
Exactly.
Everybody. We are in a state of division. Our country is being seen as a mockery. People aren't getting the recognition they deserve. And now we are being misled by a leadership that doesn't define all of us as a people.
No.
Not even a little bit.
And it's clear.
It's
like,
clear.
they're not even hiding that.
So if I'm saying something without making nobody upset, I'm here to create space where I'm not welcome.
Fuck yeah.
And until we get equality, don't call me black, call me an American. But I know who I am ethnically. If we having a public conversation and I'm on this nation and this turf here, quit putting the white, brown, black, quit putting that in things. Don't even add green. Just leave it alone. American.
Yeah.
Right? We all from the land. We all from the soil. We all need to learn how to fucking hold hands and watch the fire burn. I'm dead ass serious.
That's a good way to put it.
Like, now we got to go to the campfire. Now we got to have the bonfire. We now have to advocate for solidarity, unity, and teach our children what that looks like before we teaching them division. Because that's not appropriate math. That's taken away before we're adding.
Yep.
And that's my take on politics. That's why I left the front line and don't advocate anymore. I clean my house.
Yeah.
Before I look to clean others.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? And what impact I leave on my son is how I'm impacting the world from there. So if anybody understands what I'm saying, fuck your politics, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck your politics. It's all about
fiction,
the kids.
bro.
Yeah, it's all about the kids. If you're not advocating for the youth and valuable lessons, I personally will never care for what you're saying or how you feel if I ever offend you. Straight like that. If you can't call me and talk to me like a human being and let me know, hey, Nakari, you said this and did this, I will apologize or say to you in your face, fuck how you feel.
Right.
Dead ass. You about to live the rest of your life with your feelings hurt. I won't.
Right.
I know how America feel about me and how they been feeling about me. Unapologetically, I don't give a shit. You know, but call me a human being and I'll teach you my morality and my integrity. You know, but everybody sound the same. You know, everybody's sensitive. Everybody's crying. Hella people are confused and hateful driven. Like, boy, I pray.
No, that's a fact, bro. It's one of those things. I feel a friend of mine, we talked about this years ago. Like, you either see it or you don't. You know, it's like, I don't know if you can convince someone. You can say what you say,
Real talk.
but if they just say, "Oh, fuck that,"
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Live your life and move on.
Exactly.
You do not hold your breath trying to teach somebody something or convince something. I teach people to hold space. There's no such thing as a safe space. Truly. A supported space. That's what is established.
Yeah.
That's what's understood.
That's a good point. Safe space is a weird way to put it. Like, what does that mean? I don't hurt your feelings?
Come on. You can be what?
What does that mean?
It's vague.
Yeah.
Right? And how I denounced a safe space was You can spend $5,000 on the best state of the art safe, and I guarantee you somebody can break into it.
There you go. Fuck yeah.
It's been compromised.
Fuck yeah.
And it's not state of the art anymore.
Yeah.
So you telling me this room with people, human beings who got free will and voice, is controlled by a term? No.
Never has, never will be.
A supported space is what I'm familiar to. Because I will understand that what I would say or what I would do would not be supported here. So I'm less likely to show up. I'm less likely to vocalize, participate, or present anything. Supported space. I don't support hate. I don't support racism. I support differences. I support who you are and how you are. Show up how you do.
Fuck yeah.
Don't be a fucking creep. Don't be a weirdo. Learn to keep your hands to yourself. Learn to smile. Learn to laugh at what you don't understand. Don't be fearful. Don't be hateful. I've seen that. I've seen that growing up in the projects. Because people don't know, well, we're going to kill it.
That's real shit.
We're going to kill it.
That's real
Dead
shit.
ass shit. It's not going to boil down to nothing else. We're going to kill it. We don't know it, we're going to kill it. Because everybody incites to violence. So if we're going to fight, yell, argue, what's the ultimate form of it all? Death. We're going to kill it. So I'm not going to detail everything else. We liable to beat your ass. You liable to fight back. Police going to come. Guns get drawn. Right. Police don't get come. We're going to go back and forth.
Right.
And now we're doing the rah-rah parading of violence. Like, come on, death. Death comes from it.
Yeah,
you know
man.
But yeah, that's just my take on that, brother. Like, we can do better as a people. You know?
Fully agree. We have the power, really.
Come on, man.
Fuck yeah.
Come on.
So what led you to leave Cali in the first place?
Boy, a long personal story on camera. But what left me to, what I can say this vulnerably.
Yeah.
I've been on my own since 16.
Okay.
In and out the house. 17. On the couch from 18 to this couch to 19. And at 19, I found myself on my grandmother's couch, and that's when I registered for college. I didn't find identity until I met a young lady named Jade, who turned out to be the mother of my son. I went from living vicariously from house to house, right, to starting a family, with no structure, right, with no guidance, no compass of parenting or anything. But living life for sure, and trying to doing this with good intentions, you're going to try everything right to not fail. What brought me out of California, bro, what changed everybody's life? The pandemic, right? In California, I took sight and ears to COVID in 2019 of November. I got sick with COVID in December, and I was sick till like January, and I was fine right afterwards. My immune system recovered, did its thing. But by this time, it's not the big scare about how damaging and dangerous COVID is. It's so new. You either get the flu, what you think is the flu, and you recover, right? I didn't have the taste bud thing. I didn't have all of that shit. I was just fatigued as shit. That was it. Mm-hmm. But when all these heavy mandates in the states and the country and the world is shutting down, that's when I became scared, because at this time my business was prospering. I was at least netting $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
And that was mostly murals?
Mostly murals, window art, contracts, me doing pop-up experiences, and then me being a community activist that aligned my community service with my artwork. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the work that I was doing in the community was never just my vision of talent. It came from you, Vincent. It came from Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Monique, and Lashana, and Jose, and Maria, and Gloria, and Miss Lisa, and Michelle. It came from everybody and their mama that had a view and a position about what we were advocating for. So yes, they're going to put money in the man's pocket, in the artist's pocket who's actually doing something in the community. They can actually say, I'm supporting his lifestyle. And that's what Safadis Customs was, my lifestyle. Right. My art was my vehicle. I'm just the engine. Can't change the engine, right? Right. We can change the engine and put a new engine in the vehicle, and that's you now. You're now the face of Safadis. I sold it, or I ushered you in, and now I moved on to something greater, or we create a franchise. Right? Now I'm in Phoenix, and I'm back in the Bay, and I'm in LA, I'm in New York. Safadis Customs is doing so much where this 8-layered onion is not dependent on murals. So we can have the people that want to buy into the mural game. You feel what I'm saying? And keep that where the bread and butter is. Great. How much you make a year? What, 80,000? 95,000? That's a great job. Pay Uncle Tom what he pay Uncle Tom. Period. In hindsight, I'm not going to depend on the murals. My business plan say do 12 a year. If I strategically do this, that's once a month.
Yep.
I'm already 3 down.
Yeah, we're quarter fucking 2 already, man.
You feel what I'm saying? And so it's achievable.
Yeah.
It's possible. The bread and butter, how many windows have you done? Haven't marketed it yet. But in truth, reality, there's a business in a plaza, in a community plaza, in a neighborhood plaza, in every pocket here in Phoenix.
Facts.
That has glass. Not every company can invest in a decal, a tinted decal. Not everybody wants the standard look. So how much do you charge? Well, if I say $150 for the size of your door frame, it's easy for you to say yes. That only take me 2 hours to paint. Now I hit you. In a matter of 4 days, I made $1,000. And how much money do you make at your 9 to 5 in 4 days? Am I working in the heat? Yeah, if I go to every single business and work on every single one of them. But that's Russian work.
Right.
I'm African, bro. I ain't Russian shit.
Right. I like that.
So
Russian work.
You feel me? So in our reality, I'm gonna break this shit up. I'm gonna let you know, hey, I'm gonna come in on Monday, and I'm gonna do 3 hours worth of work, take my measurements, clean your glass, clean your surface, so it's prepped and primed for execution tomorrow. That same day, I went to the next establishment and did the same thing. So now I'm creating this assembly line of work. Everybody in the whole plaza receives my services, and they all get the same quote.
Very smart.
$150 to $200. How you want this? Y'all all got the same color, so now your whole plaza is uniform. Right. And it's festive. So if it's holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, your birthday, a religious holiday, springtime, fall, season, whatever you want, and then windows, let's run that shit. A lot of times when you got neighboring collective businesses, they all say Black Lives Matter in every single storefront, or they all got conservative flags in every single storefront. That don't sway me. I'ma just go approach and pitch what the fuck you want in there. Hey bro, can I paint a bigger conservative flag in here?
There you go.
Like,
I like that.
And I put one in there, and then go next door and put one there, so y'all all got the same uniform thing. You feel me? And it's in sync. How much do I make off of this? That's my disclosure.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To paint some racist shit, might profit, or I might just say, hey bro, I'm gonna charge you like I charge everybody else. The hippie want peace signs, so I'm gonna charge you the same structure and construct of work.
Business is business. I love that, man.
Correct.
So the pieces you do on the windows, they're not permanent.
No, they're not.
Interesting.
They are and they aren't. The quality, and I'm about to give a gem out to a lot of folks because I do this work live, and I'll answer this question at some point. You take your house paint, enamel, it's like a plastic base. When you open up this can and you let air sit on it for 2 hours, you can kind of take the dried paint and peel it off like a plastic sleeve. This is the same drying reaction that it has on glass, because inside the paint it's a plastic unpenetrable surface, so it doesn't absorb the paint. Sometimes it permeates the plastic, depends on the dyes and pigments, but never glass. Okay? You can take your most permeating marker and write on some glass. And the quality and the resourcefulness. Let me say this first. Growing up watching motherfuckers take a spray bottle of Windex in a rag and spray people's windows and cars down at the intersection, I thought that was some of the most savage homeless shit ever. But I wonder how crackheads bought crack, right? And how many cans you got to collect for a crack rock. So that hustle.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Funny, I started thinking like a crackhead. I started wondering, how the fuck can I make fast cash like crackheads do? So I took a razor blade, and I looked at the window that I was living next to, and I said, I took a paintbrush and I started writing my name on it, and I let the sun from the other side dry it. And that's when I started comprehending that I took this razor blade and I scraped it off like butter. now I started fine tuning and say, I don't want it to be opaque. I don't want it to look like chicken scratch. I want to fine tune it, make it look crispy, and you know what? Let me put a McDonald's logo and a character holding a McDonald's logo on a lollipop or something. And so I did that. I drew it on the window. I said, you know what? Let me do some flowers. Next thing you know, I got this whole ambiance of a whole what would be painted on the canvas, but because it has no absorbent to the surface, it dries right away. Like it dries within 14, 15 seconds of
No
each
way.
stroke. So live painting, more efficient to do that live on glass because it's going to absorb and blend so effectively. And when you're done, if you don't plan on selling that live art and it was just for entertainment purposes, you take your wide 4-inch razor blade and you take a spray bottle of some diluted Dawn soap or some bleach or some evergreen or whatever cleaning solution that is fucking penetrable, right? You spray that sucker.
It's that easy.
That easy.
Damn.
So it will last up to 3-4 years on your window with a proper install.
Okay.
So if I put a outline, fill in your outline, priming with a base, then I put color and I put 1, 2, 3 layers of that color, meaning you know what a piece looks like when you put a white coat and then one layer of color. And then you put a second layer of color, that color becomes more rich, more defining. Then you put that third layer, and it's no questionable that you wouldn't even know if there was a white basing behind it, right? And so you go to outline this whole piece, and because it's black, and black truly doesn't fade faster than any other color. So you got 3 layers outlining one layer of black. The sun, the rain, you walk up to it being an asshole teenager, want to take a blade or a pen and scratch it. It's so thick and dry and permeated, it won't budge. Dry and unbothered with no moisture is a permanent surface. The only time you can take advantage of destruction of this project, of this temporary mural, is when it's raining. Or if you got a fucking spray bottle with a soda can and you about to put all this acidy soda and some moisture on it, then you take a blade and you go to scrape it, you can destroy a masterpiece. But this is why we don't charge $400, $500, $600, $700
Right.
on glass. You make it temporary. You let them know, like, hey, if you want to contract with glass work, that means I comes out every 3 months, right? And I change out your picture or I clean it. Your choice. But the benefit is that you can always change out your promotional services. So if you run a dog grooming company and you want to put X, Y, and Z grooming and 2 dogs in the window, you can do that. Now in springtime, I don't know what that is, and I really want to take that.
You can if you want, bro. You cut it.
I will, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hello. Huh. Bobby Nichols campaign.
Oh no way! I've been
Yeah.
seeing his signs around.
Good friend of mine. Did you see him up there on the
I
wall?
met him one time.
I got hit by a car back in January, and the guy did a hit and run per se. He stopped, gave me his information. It's ironic. I'm looking at the police report under my desk.
Do you wanna? Are we good to film this? Or?
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Keep going.
Man, Brandon Hobbs fucking hit me.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, let's be clear about this. The asshole fucking hit me. He stopped, gave up his information. He does not have an active insurance. He was driving Uber at the time and lied to Uber. So when I went to investigate this to seek accountability, I found out that he had no coverage, absolutely zero whatsoever. Tempe police never gave me a report of the documentation for me to take into small claims. So technically, you're driving irresponsibly, hitting people, and nothing happened.
And he's a pretty high level of politician.
Not Bobby. Bobby didn't do this.
No, Brandon.
Brandon's some white guy that lives here in Tempe.
Okay.
Bobby was the most divine God sending of help because I met him in November at a bike ride and he introduced his campaigning as a city councilman. And I don't mean to sling his name around like power of anything, but he showed up for me as a city council. That was very impressionable to me. He offered me different healthcare resources. He offered me different legal direction without giving me counsel or advice, anything. He just shared a few links And that was just all I needed, because when I went public and made a very detailed post about Brandon, no community members reached out seeking assistance or trying to seek for some type of clarity. And we're talking about a person who was in the crosswalk, who's a service, who's community, who's a community service member, and I don't do nothing wrong to no one. But it just reminded me that people don't show up for each other anymore.
True.
And I didn't, it made me bitter for a while, because I'm a single father, yo. You just hit a man who was literally trying to get home to pick up his kid, and you can change a person's life that fast.
Yeah.
Least you could have done was fix my bike, bro. The least you could have done.
Sure.
But instead, you question your actions and my placement crossing the street when I had the right of way. What started off as me hugging him when he stepped out the car, ended with me having to call the cops because he wanted to become argumentative. I was well enough to beat his motherfucking ass.
So you went to hug him.
I hugged him. I said, "Hey, bro, let's thank God first that we're okay, and I'm able to walk away and let you know that I'm all right."
I like that. I don't know many people that would do that.
Man,
I like that a lot, though.
I got witnesses, and I'm not saying this to sound like a disglorious person, but I've been hit by a car 6 times. This would have been a seventh.
Jesus.
I've seen people shot, killed. I've seen people hurt severely bad. I've seen wrong things in my life, and I got a great gratitude for being given another chance. Like, bro, my life flashed before my eyes, and I thought about my daughters, my son, and God literally made sure I didn't have a bruise on me.
Wow.
You feel me? Religiously speaking, like, my bike was slightly damaged, but just enough for me to walk home
Right.
and cry in the bed and have a nervous breakdown. But I pulled myself together, you feel me, and just reminded myself the value of life, and why we gotta be grateful. So yeah, but that changed. That made me hungry as fuck in January. January 15th changed me, and up till today, April 1st, I've done nothing but took no days off of my art.
Wow.
So I've been in art shows. I've been involved with different pop-ups. I've been correlating with different artists, trying to build something bigger than all of us. All for me to be presented an opportunity to scale my business to an established storefront. So that right now today is my grand focus. I wasn't gonna be on camera talking about it too much, but every hustler, every businessman is always scaling to grow. So where's Safadis Customs at in the next 2-3 years? I want to be as big as fucking Amazon and Google for the art community. I want to be able to say that I'm an empire for the art community, the visual creative community, where I'm signing different artists and I'm appointing them different artistic deals so they can stay paid $50,000 a year to create and express and do murals and make themselves more permanent.
Right.
Than just a phase in a chapter. So Safadis Customs is bigger than me. I do street art and garment designs, right? But somebody might can stitch and sew like a motherfucker. They
Right.
can do that well. Somebody might want to be a event promoter and a media guy who wants to do what you're doing, brother. You feel what I'm saying? And put the camera in all these creators' faces and make sure we're documenting their presence. Everything. Safadis Customs have a media press, right? Where we're going through, coming around, collecting content. Most people in the community see me do this. Got my tripod, got my camera, and I'm documenting, right? I'm capturing the moment because from my perspective, this is what it was for me, right? And next 4 or 5 years, people will know what was happening here, right? And who was present and how people showed up and how people presented themselves. It's a cultural builder, you know?
Yeah.
It's only here to establish authentic culture that increases peace and is extremely unquestionably organic, from old to young. But I don't want to see a regurgitation of something else that was already created. I'm tired of seeing the Hallmark expressive artists. Like, great, we can all paint birds and flowers.
Yeah.
But really, show me something different.
Yeah.
Like, I like my weird ass artists out here, the ones
too.
that paint the creepy shit.
Me too.
Like, because that's one that, when, like I just said, the creepy shit, everybody cringes off creepy shit. I'm an artist. I like the expression. I want to know, what's your favorite nightmare now? What's your favorite boogie monster? What's your take on all of that? Because who knows, you might be the next designer for every scary movie that we watch for the next 50 fucking years.
Yeah,
Who
facts.
knows if you might make the next scary cartoon series because we don't have networks of cartoons anymore. Like, who knows? So I want to promote and support all authentic and organic artists. Like, I paint a variety of things. No one has truly seen and explored my private artistic expression because I service other people,
Mm-hmm.
right? I service those who don't have artistic talents. But my touch and style, no one has seen that yet. I haven't produced enough. Like, this is my daughter, and I grew up in the Bay where we had Pixar. My youngest daughter, Kamaya, and this is Kalani, my oldest girl. But
That's
growing up
awesome,
watching the
bro.
Boondocks, this is granddad, Stink Meaner, you feel
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But,
That's excellent.
and then here, this is my mother, you feel what I'm saying? That's my
No
mom's right
way.
there, So just different things that expresses my vision, my style. Like, I got a deep calling to balloons, hummingbirds, and flowers.
Hmm.
So when people say, "What's your artistic identity?" Things that float, things that fly, things that bloom, things that start with a B, things that are organic and natural. As a child, my dad's mother, her name is Brenda Sue Parker. I didn't have the privilege of having her like I had my mom's mom. Grandma felt like a balloon, that helium balloon. You got the string, and that's the road trip. That long road trip to your grandmother, and then you got this balloon that's bright, big, and fluffy and colorful, because your grandmother has always been Big Mama. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And never really having that access, and when she finally go home, it's like you was a child letting that balloon go, and you just watch it float,
Wow.
and you don't ever get that balloon back. It's a final farewell. And as a child, I felt that analogy deeply in my heart, and that's how I mourned my grandmother. That's how I grieve her. So today, a lot of my family don't know why I paint balloons, or why this painting here, it's surrounded in post U.S. Post Service stickers,
Hmm.
because you would send letters to your grandmother, right? She was the one that would create the Easter baskets
Yes.
and do things like that. Grandma would make pickles from scratch and just things that bring you nostalgia, right? But balloons, flowers. My mom's mom had a garden as a child. In the heart of the ghetto, my grandmother truly had an oasis. Like, she'll run her water sprinklers and it'd create this misty ass atmosphere, and then you got this green jungle like, and then these red pop up flowers, and occasional hummingbirds come to the feeders, and the butterflies. Like, bro, it was war on the other side of that gate. But in that yard, grandma smoking her joint, family in the house talking shit, laughing, and you a child that just can roam this controlled environment. So hummingbirds was the peacefulness for me.
Yep.
They were quick, right? And they'll only come in to collect what they needed. So I was impressed. And they were small, so they go in and go out. Butterflies. As a child, I had an experience where I seen the migration of monarch butterflies. I seen almost millions. I don't know, it was hundreds of thousands, however fucking many. I couldn't see a leaf on the tree anymore. It was that many
Damn.
butterflies. At 7 in the morning, moms and them escort me to go to school, walk to school. Well, I didn't go to school. I got stopped and captivated by these butterflies. So I paint butterflies, and I went back to my mom, and she said, "I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't go to school." I said, "Mom, you can't whoop me because what you're gonna see is gonna make you cry." She stopped her car. We got my granny and my auntie, and we walked over to this little mound where the trees were. And mom's talking her shit. My dukes was on me. I'm like, "No, mom, y'all have to look at the trees. Really look at the trees." And I threw a branch up there, and all you seen was the butterfly's wings start flapping. And my grandmother said, "Oh my God, this is something that you wouldn't even see in National Geographics."
No.
And I was like, "I told y'all I wasn't lying." I got a free pass to go to school that day.
Fuck yeah. How old were you?
Man, bro, I had to be like 10,
That's so interesting,
9,
bro.
10 years old. Like, but just to talk about why I love butterflies so much. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they have a very spiritual, symbolic meaning. But for me, it was a happy point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was when my mama wasn't yelling and beating my ass.
For
Like
sure.
that was one of them. It was one of them moments that I'm a caterpillar, and today I'm a true butterfly. Like that's how I see everything. Kendrick made that song to Pimp a
Yeah.
Butterfly, and when he really poetically expressed that analogy, man, that's my brother Gemini to the death. Like he explained something about my artistic view so well that it made me a fan, right, of K Dot, of
Yeah.
Kendrick,
Yeah.
like, and the value of expression. So I'm a visualist, but then I have a very silent talent and appreciation to being in poetry and spoken word.
Mm-hmm.
If a lot of people read my captions, I'm being very poetic, and I drop some bars in there where people can
Facts.
actually read into something. So don't just look at my Instagram and say, "Oh, it's weak shit." Like, really read, yo. Expand your mind. I hide Easter eggs in certain things because the best way to hide shit from dumbasses is put it in the book, and that's the truth. They used to say that about black folks. The best way to hide shit from black people, you put it in the book. If you never heard that,
It's a good line, honestly.
yeah, you
I
know,
think I think that's very applicable just to
to
anyone now.
anyone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it was
If it's not
very.
in your face, you never see
You
it.
never see it.
Yeah.
I started hiding money in Bibles. You feel me? In books because
Smart.
nobody goes and pick up a book.
Yeah.
So the value in literature, the value in visual arts and expression.
Yeah, it all overlaps, bro. Like some great artists of the past, like even you think about people like Bob Dylan, guys like that, bro. They were out with the poets. They were out with the
Man,
writers. They were fucking around with acting. Like
yep,
real artists don't believe in boundaries.
yeah, just one set. Nah,
Nah,
man, I
fuck all
fucks
that.
with everything.
Yeah, man, me
Like
too. Like that's the fun.
real shit, you
That's
know.
real, man.
And that's just where we grow and we evolve, you know. But in all lessons, man, like today, this is my chapter.
Yeah,
Today, I pay attention to today. I make sure today lasts a long time. So for the next 5 years, my today, my ambition for today, if I'm not at my best today, tomorrow, that's what I'm waking up for. And
yes,
then I refocus.
yes,
And then as soon as I get to my best of my best, then Phoenix will understand how long I'm here and why. But until then, y'all seeing raw growth. Y'all seeing somebody who is unapologetic, who's not asking for permission, who will literally say, "You're dope, but you're not that fucking dope." Everybody is blowing you. You know,
yes,
good, cool, great. Run your shit, run it up, get it. Don't get it and get money hungry. Get it and do something with it. Like somebody like me need $1,200 right now to make an opportunity scale to a larger vision. But if you're getting paid 4-5 thousand for some personal gain, fuck you in that profit. Period. I'm on some Robin Hood type shit because I've seen too much poverty, I've seen too much profit, I've seen too many people prosperous and not do what the fuck is necessary. America is really a third world country, so we shouldn't be looking for personal gain. If you're not homeless and your rent is paid every day and you got the minimal, you shouldn't be trying to gain more. You should be trying to grow more.
right.
So yes, money will be acquired, but growth is necessary.
Facts.
That's essential. And you're not growing. You stayed the same size for 4 years. I'm gonna be like Pac-Man and eat your stupid ass. Literally. Because we all eating the same food, but eventually my energy gonna kick in. That protein gonna add up. And I'm no longer the small pup. I'm actually a big figure out here. And I'm gonna say, you know what, cuz? I'm creating a pack, not the small dog, and not an alpha dog. That's my goal. That's my vision. So you either for it or you against it. Cause I don't see nobody but haters or team players.
Right.
Period. You a team player when you say I'm out your way, my boy. Cool, cause Curry ain't gonna shoot a shot if you in his way. And LeBron ain't LeBron. Well, he different. You feel what I'm saying? But I think y'all understand what I'm speaking to. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
man.
if you're not for the campaign, you against the campaign, you know. And if you with somebody that's not creating opportunities for others, then you're an opportunity taker.
Yeah.
And then people like you don't last long. You know, we make sure your presence is uncomfortable. We
Yeah.
make sure you got something to say about your haters. Best believe. But I don't say shit behind nobody back. I'll comfortably tell you, your head too fucking big. You like the box? You don't like the box. Yeah, your head too fucking big. And I think we need to have a conversation about being more humble or readdressing our ego, because you act like your shit don't stink, my boy, and I'm tired of smelling it. Nobody else gonna do what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm gonna size your ass right, bro.
Facts.
Respectfully, we're men, and should no man feel like my ego trip is bigger than the world. So, fuck the world. I can't wait till you get humble. I can't wait till you remind yourself, get reminded that, yo, you're not the end all be all.
Yes. Yes.
Like, come on,
It's
man.
much bigger picture out there, bro.
So I don't have to be the dopest artist to gain recognition or to get the respect that I'm seeking. It's the person behind the art,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's the person that is creating that vehicle for that
Yes.
art. This art houses more. If I can't work with adults, organizations that's out there, I will create an organization in the space that won't work with you guys. I will work with your kids. I will work with your cousins, your nieces, your nephews. Why? Because they will be the ones that usher in what we now call trend.
Mm-hmm.
So age yourself out. Great. But in all reality, start fucking with the kids, bro. Start literally recreating the lemonade stand and bring the kids to the festivals and make them vendors. Literally, I want to see a child, an 8-year old, make $600, and literally the parents say, "Hey, kid, can you help your parents pay the electricity bill?" You want to play that game all goddamn day, don't you? So now I'm about to show you how responsible you can be and what it feels like to make money like an adult. If we're part of this industry and we're watching our society evolve, why are we still babying our babies? Fuck that. I got
Like
an
that.
8-year-old who act like he's 16, but I make sure he still enjoy being 8.
Right.
Straight like that. If
Right.
you can't afford this game, son, we're not about to buy no PS5. You're not about to play no Fortnite and no Roblox for some hours out the day, knowing damn well you ain't contributing to the PG&E, nor are you buying food that you running through. Take your little ass outside like you hear them in the background. Make the other kids remember that there's still outside things to do
Yeah.
than just
Play.
sit in the house and bug your parents.
Yeah.
So this is just how we were raised. I was like, get the fuck out the house.
Yeah.
Come in the house. You gonna stay in the house? What?
Yeah.
You got 3 times to come inside. Shit. Saturday, Sunday, we lived outside.
Yep.
Dead ass. After school, he don't come in the house because of daylight saving and the atmosphere here, the weather. He stay in the house till 7. You feel me? He stay outside till 7. He come in the house, showers, eat dinner, go to bed.
Yeah.
Where is the TV? You don't see no TV in my
Yeah.
house.
You cut that shit out.
You feel me? You see
Yeah.
a TV up in there, but bro, it ain't on, is
No.
it?
No. Not living on that
You
shit.
feel me? Like, and we read,
real,
we
man.
draw, we incorporate more. When me and my son have father and son time, we'll sit on the porch and I will explain to him what dad do every day.
Real.
Not the bullshit. If I wasn't doing nothing, I'd tell my son that I wasn't doing nothing. I explained to him, yo, your only responsibility in my eyes, bruh, is to be better than me. To be better than me, son. To be 10 times better than me. Not 2 times, bro. Not 1 time better than me. 10 times. I need you to be A+. Because if I'm A+, you need to be A++. Dead ass serious. And I'm going to be A++ until I'm about 75 years old. Because that's when I become a mean old man that's not going to give a fuck about nobody else, son. Do you understand me? That's when you have kids and your kids become teenagers. And I can say, fuck all y'all to y'all faces.
Yes.
So, let me get there, son.
Yes.
I got 45 more years to get there.
Yes.
So, but until then, your job is to outdo me. And I'm raising the bar.
I like that, bro. I really respect that. I mean, fuck, as cliche as it is, it's ultimate facts. Kids are the future, and when we show them bullshit, we bullshit them.
Yep.
To your point, essentially just try to be their friend. Like, nah, bro, that they don't need a friend. They need
Real guidance.
They need a role model.
You said it best, bro. My son, if he was in here, I'll call him in here and y'all get that ad lib. And so, son, am I your friend?
Fuck no.
He'd be like, no, you're my dad.
Exactly.
I'm happy you know that, son.
Yes.
Because I made him cry from 3, 4, 5. It wasn't until 6 and 7, 8, last 3 years, he realized and firmly accept that my dad is not my friend. I'm going to do some dope shit that your friends ain't going to never do with you.
Facts.
I'm going to love you so hard that your friends will never understand. In fact, I will sacrifice so much that it will take me away from you. But let's both pray that nothing like that comes to them terms. Your father Just like I pray to my father up there, that's the only person I fear in life. My son, because he's my responsibility. He has no choice but to understand, comprehend my authority. Your friends, y'all figure that shit out on your time.
Yeah.
Then I'll start managing how you befriend people. Right? So today, all his friends come knock on my door. Mr. K, can I get some candy? Is Josiah coming outside? Nope. Because you ain't did your homework and he ain't did his homework. I did. My son reads 150 words in 30 minutes. Can you read 150 words in 30 minutes? So, like I said, you ain't do your homework. Come back in 35 minutes. It takes you 5 minutes to walk home and 30 minutes to read. I'm not going for that. Y'all can't come play with this little boy because I'm making sure he stays smart at all times. Y'all ain't got time to be playing all the time. So do your job, bro.
I love that.
Do your job.
Love
Period.
that.
Nobody was telling me to do my job. Your job as a kid, that's it. Go to school.
Yeah.
Do homework. Don't you fucking complain to me about getting sent home with paperwork. That logic, I can't stand an adult that expressed that childish ass foolery. Like, what the fuck? I bet you had an IEP all your fucking life too. Bet you was on special ed and sat in the classroom with the kids with helmets. Cause I did. I did. I was on an IEP my whole fucking life. Got a dumbass high IQ. But to register how they treated people and how they undermined the intelligence that they couldn't understand.
Yes.
You know, is the jackets they put on us. So today I'm a parent that fine tune all of that shit. You don't like school? No. Then get an A++. Tell them I don't like this so much that it's minuscule.
Yeah.
I'm too good for it. In fact, tell them you don't like it so much so they can put you in an accelerated program. So you doing testing, son? While they doing this state testing, my only encouragement is if you don't like something all year, this is your time to show it. And the only way you show something is by being dope as fuck. Don't quit. Don't protest and not do. They gonna label you as a failure. That always hurt us. You gonna protest and we're all not gonna take the test. They don't give a fuck. We gonna all label y'all failures too. Show us your intelligence. And then express the disvalue of what the fuck you just put me through.
Right.
So now they got something more to listen to. Don't be a retard trying to play smart. That's a stupid move. Stupid people don't even try to act dumb. And when they do, we call them dumb. But when a dumbass try to act smart,
Doesn't work.
does not work. It's inefficient. So apply yourself the way you want to be seen and represented. I ain't got shit to tell you when you in college. I told my professor straight up, fail my tests, every single one. In fact, don't even give me the midterms. Give me all of that calculated A+, everybody start the same. Give me a motherfucking F. Why? Because I'm about to ace every essay, do all your assignments, every extra credit. I'm just not stressed like everybody else stressed.
Yes.
So when I finish that semester, guess what I got? B+, A-. They can't beat that. But that's the cheat code, folks. If y'all listening, swear to God, that is the cheat code. How a hood nigga, a baby kid, went into an institution and created a system that worked for him and mastered that bitch and became the student body president, the vice president of the Black Student Union, and actually advocated and pioneered a lot of policies and procedures that affected a lot of people. During a time where I didn't go to school for that shit. I was not going to school for that. Dead ass. This is all facts. You can Google me. These are all articles and my face. And man, I won my race at 177 votes percentage to a 44 percentage. So we're talking about how many students voted for me opposed to voted for the rerunning president. Brother Antoine got voted out and got disapproved of. I was just smoking hella weed on campus and going to class late, smelling like a pound of weed. But I also was passing my class and speaking up truth and advocating for true inclusion. So today I can make it sound like it was a joke because it was over 10 years ago, but I didn't take it as a joke, and it wasn't a joke because all the me being reprimanded the way I was, I learned how serious being professional, fine tuning your conduct and presentation, how important that was. So today, you do see me smoking a joint. You watching me too fucking long. Dead ass.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about my personal lifestyle, you'll know that I'm a very private person. You know, I'm a very peaceful and reserved person. And it'd be a privilege for people to get close to me to learn anything about me.
Mm-hmm.
So what you know and what you see is what I'm being very intentionally
Yes.
delivering and giving. So cry and wonder all you want. Y'all now know I got 3 children, but
Yes.
beside that is it's my story will it's ongoing. It's always evolving. Let's just make hope I get $10 million and I get stupid rich. We revisit this and I can now make it a more part 2, 3, 4 segment into who I am.
Fuck yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Well said, bro. I relate to that very, very
Tell
well.
my mama.
I love that shit, man. I appreciate you for having me, bro. This has been an awesome, awesome conversation. Is
Definitely.
there anything you'd like to plug? I know you got a couple social medias. Where can the people find you?
Um, Man, I despise social media because there's so many avenues and lanes. So the only way you're going to find me and stay connected to me with me is on Instagram.
Yep.
Why? Because that is a live portfolio, right? Where you can actively engage me, see all of my content. And if I have any segues, partnerships, collaborations, either I'm gonna add it to a link or I'm gonna make a photo or flyer for it so you can get the word up from there.
Mm-hmm.
But a website, you got to pay for a domain.
Yeah.
You got to always upkeep and update and upload new shit to your website. So fine tune how to master your platform and make it work for you. And you're not just managing TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and everything else that you're really not taking
Yeah.
advantage of. So my focus right now for the next 6 months is Instagram. If you see me pop up with a website, it'll be promoted on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put it anywhere else. My Facebook, if you find me on Facebook, it'll be a personal page with my name, with Safadis Customs around my account. But that's my personal account. That's how you, if you got some shit to talk, jump in my DM. I talk shit with you.
Yep.
We can do that. Don't be racist and don't be ignorant. I pride myself on not matching people's energy, but I do recognize that we're in a sensitive time and people are reckless and courageous and ballsy. Find a sense of courage behind social media, but I discourage people from doing that. It's a bad practice. It does not make your heart and your spirit feel good. So if I'm plugging in anything, I plug in encouragement. Be more like water. Be more fluid. Be more receptive. And give people grace. Give yourself grace. Be kind and be gentle. That's the only way we can actually redefine what it is to be united with each other. I come to Phoenix with that philosophy. If I plan to stay in Phoenix, that's what will be my focus and my practice. I would say fuck you in your face because you got bullshit going on, and I would denounce you in every space that we share if that's what you carry, because we can't turn a blind eye or make those who got bullshit comfortable. Fuck your comfortability. I throw rocks, bro. I throw fists too, and they don't discriminate and they don't have a gender. So let's be real. 2026, we gotta do better. We got to do better. And I believe in us. Simple as that. But that's my take on that. I say peace, love, and prosperity to everybody. Um, let's
Love it.
end hate.
Love it, bro. We're fucking out here, man. 2026. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes.
Fire on the way. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah.